How's it going, everyone? We're here to check out the top workshop submissions this week, and if you're new to this video and don't know how it means or how it really works, basically we are checking out the top workshop skins that exist and could potentially be in. It does not mean these skins are in or ever will be. That's up to the lead dev, Helk. So anyways, jumping in, we first got a little hoodie set for you and pants. And it's, of course, the pizza set. You got a nice little crust around the shirt collar there. And, yeah, it's just everything you would expect from the pizza set. Next, we've got some leather gloves and boots, and they're part of the hard suit set. So there we go. Definitely has been a very popular set. Don't mind the actual airplane landing in my backyard, apparently. That's a real nice one going on. But yeah, there they are. Take a look at those gloves one more time. Next, we have another set of gloves and boots, and they're part of the copper set. So of course you've got that yellow and blue thing kind of going on right there. And then if we head on down here, you can check out the boots, which fit in quite nicely. They have some nice little shiny straps there on the front. Definitely a good addition to the set. Next, we have some armor for you, and we have the Red Warrior Road Sign set. And, yeah, you can see it's got a little teeth with some fangs here, kind of like, I don't know, Oni fangs or something like that. Then, back here, this has a very nice kind of like samurai look to it. Nice bright red color. And that gold little, you know, details of the rivets and so forth. Definitely looks quite nice. Last but not least, we have the Skull Guard set, and this is a high-qual set that is a very, very kind of, I don't know, different. You know, you've got your typical kind of, like, very combat-looking chest piece, you know what I mean? Very plated, heavy, but then when you get to the mask, it actually looks like there's a skull in the mask. And I think that details is really, really well done. Definitely one of the cooler looking high qual sets I've seen for a while. Next up, we've got deployables for you, and we have the Asylum sleeping bag, which is first up. And yeah, the whole thing just kind of looks like a straight jacket, and doesn't exactly look like the cleanest sleeping bag in the first place there. Those red stains aren't ketchup, and I'm pretty sure that says help. It could also just say hell, I'm not sure. But it does kind of look more like an L there. So one way or another, pretty much same difference. Next, we've got some cheesy bags for you, and literally it's a cheesy bag. It's the cheese sleeping bag, complete with wrapper and all. Then moving on, we've got a nice little furnace for you. This is the Ancient Squiggles furnace by Legacy. And as you can see, it's got all these little squiggles around it, thus the name. Next, we've got some boxes for you. This first one here is the factory storage box, and it just looks like one of those little nice little open crates. I think people always appreciate the creative boxes like this. I know the last one that popped in, it was kind of like a blue, similar design to this. It did very well, so I guess maybe this one making it in also. Next, we have another small box, and this one has some glow, as well as being a nice little kind of like armored military looking box. I know that this collection has been pretty satisfactory so far. A lot of people seem to like it, so I could also see this box popping in. Next, we have a very fancy box for you. This one here is the vintage style box, and yeah, it just kind of looks like a vintage paneling in an old house or something like that, and it's just a nice little fancy box. Then over here we've got more of the control panel set for you with the large box. So there we go. It's got all sorts of gauges and everything. And then on the sides, it's got some nice little fans. Definitely a nice addition to the control set. Then over here, no, I didn't stretch out a loot box. This is just a large box made to look like one, and they did a very good job on it. I definitely think this supply crate is a very cool little design. Then over here, we've got something that looks like it's coming from another dimension, the Light Energy large box. And yeah, it just kind of looks like runes exploding around some, well, energy. There you go. Next, we've got an air conditioning box for you. This one is the Rust Air. So there it is, and the whole thing looks like an AC unit. Then over here, we've got the drone landing station box. So a little box designed to, you know, be somewhere you could land your drone on and where you could keep them. So hey, there you go. Then we've got a continuation in the Hawaiian box set with the guns box. Moving on, we've got a couple rugs. The first one is one made to kind of look like Legos. It is the Don't Step on It rug. Then we've got one made to look like a poster from the game, the Cobalt Poster Rug. Then we've got a little bit of wallpapering going on for you. First off, we've got the old wallpaper rug by Freddy. And then over here we've got some bricks with the brick rug by Lodi. Next we've got some doors, starting off with the first sheet metal doors from the Constellation set, as you can see here. Moving along, we've got a door in what is looking to be number 2 in a potential set for the Surveillance collection. Then over here we've got a kind of jade green door. This is the all-seeing entity door. It also has a glow and a non-glowing version. And then over here we've got a really cool door, but the chances of it popping in because of the fact that you can see completely through it is probably not so much. But I really love the idea of the fact that it looks like an electric fence. This is a really neat idea, and I don't know, hey, it's up to Hulk. We'll see how it goes. Next over here we have another door. It has a glow and a non-glow. This is the Trap for Souls door. Moving along, we've got the Molecular Metal door by Oasis. And then we have a nice little kind of shop front look with the Metal Distortion door by 9K. And lastly, for our single doors, we've got the Tavern door. Then we've got a double BBQ door for you here. Moving on, we've got some art with the Sage door by Chilled. And a little more with the Street Art double door by Court. Moving on, we've got some garage doors. First one here is the Portcullis door by DDK. And then we've got one last one here with the Retro Wave garage door. Looks like that set's getting some revisiting with a garage door. So let's kill the lights and check out our glows. As you can see, the Retro Wave lights right on up. Then you got this one here, which is funny. Almost a creepy glow to that one. Very bright glow to match the rest of the set on the BBQ door. Definitely love the nice faint kind of glow to the Tavern door there. We move along, we got the Molecular door. Soul Eater, or I'm forgetting Souls Eater? I don't think that's right. Trap for Souls, there we go. And then, man, look at that. It's just so cool looking, but man, yeah, I don't know about that one. And then this one just has an awesome glow on it. Look at that. You expect the whole door to kind of green glow, but I like the highlights and the little added of the kind of aqua bluish color there, you know. And there's the Constellation door. Then we've got the glow on the Hawaiian Guns box. Drone station. Control panel. Then we got the glow on the little small box here. And then lastly, we've got the furnace, which is pretty much just the silly little face on the front there, which I think is pretty great. Up top, it's just kind of a normal hole. So, there you go. Alright, next we can jump into our tools, and we've got this big old roasted marshmallow for you. Check that out. It has two different versions, one with and one without a big old bite taken out of it. I thought the bite was an extra added goofiness, so I definitely showed you that one. But you can always check it out down in the description below if you want to see the other one. Next we have a rock for you, and it's a big old chunk of emerald, so therefore it's the giant emerald rock. I mean, pretty straightforward, right? Then we've got another rock for you, and this one's just all sorts of crazy. This is the Brain Eater, and yeah, man, just look at this thing. Definitely very creepy. Next, we've got some tools for you, and these are pretty cool looking. It's the Bare Bones set, and yeah, it's highly cut out, and sometimes it looks a little too skinny depending on the angle, but I mean, it's really well done too, so I don't know, you know, how that's going to work out. We'll just have to see, but I think it looks very cool, the fact that they did their best with what they could work with there on that thin space, and made it look kind of like the actual bones, with gaps in between. Then next we've got another tool set with some cutouts for you, and you'll see this one here is more like a rebar and electrical kind of thing. This is the Post-Apocalypse Hatchet and Pickaxe. And we'll go ahead and look at the pickaxe right there. You'll see it has some wires, and then it kind of has the rebar thing going on there at the end. Next, we've got another hatchet and pickaxe for you, and their continuation in the Toxic Wolf set with their version 2s. And there's the matching pick. Next, we also have a jackhammer for you this week, and kind of has like a little punkish vibe going on. This is the Spearhead jackhammer. Definitely a nice kind of unique look to it, which is quite cool. Then we've got a bow for you here as we jump into weapons, and this one has a really cool thing where the ends of it actually look like feathers, which I think is quite cool. And yeah, you can also see it there as we spin around. Definitely a unique design. I mean, physically wouldn't work, but hey, you know, very cool. Next, we also have a DB for you, and this one right here looks all kind of scrapped up. It is the Energy double barrel shotgun, and it's basically made from like old energy bottle cans of like Russ Energy, I think is what it says. You can use the little ball caps with the tabs here at the end. Definitely a fun little scrappy design. Next up, we have some more shotties for you with this nice golden pump adorned with skulls. This is the Pain Pump Shotgun by Uproar. So you aim down the sights here, you can see it's pretty much just gold with more gold and more skulls. Pretty easy theme there. Next, we've got another pumpy for you, and this one right here has our little Grim Reaper friend that we've seen before with the Fall Accident Pump Shotgun. Definitely don't think it's an accident when a pump shotgun is involved. But hey, there you go. Next, we've got an Ioka for you, and it should look familiar as it's part of the Wasteland set. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see this pop in the store. We've seen most pieces make their way in, so hey, there we go. Potential new Ioka. Next, we've got a Revy for you. This one comes in a glow and a no glow version, and it is the Hot Shooter, and boy, does it glow. Look at that thing. Woof. I mean, it would definitely give you away. But it is a very cool effect for sure. Moving along, we've got another Revy for you that looks nice and hot, and this one is the Roots of Cinder revolver. This one, however, doesn't glow, so it wouldn't give you away. Aiming down the sights here, you've got some cool highlights of the red and lava kind of look with some iron sights. Last in this group, we've got a Python for you, and this one kind of has a racing flag kind of thing going on. It's the Square Pattern Python. Comes in a colored and a non-colored version, so as you can see, this is obviously the colored version. Aiming down the sights, you've got what looks like red glow sights. They're not, but they are quite bright, so they should be able to help you out a bit. And there's that reload. Moving along, we've got another Python for you, and this one should look familiar as we've seen other pieces with this design. It's the Commando Python. So there you go. It has that kind of green and pink and gray camo going on. Aiming down the sights, you've got kind of an olive green with gray sight. Next, we've got a sap for you, and this one has a very kind of clean look to it. This is the Militant Sap. Definitely kind of has it look like a little bit of a polymer grip. Very modern. Aiming down the sights here, you've got that same kind of just brown look to it. Next up, we've got another sap, and this one looks a little bit edible. It is the Sushi Sap. And yeah, I mean, the whole thing just looks like a combined sushi roll splattered all over it. Sauce and everything. Aiming down the sights, you've got deep red sights against the orange of the roll there. Well, the fish, I should say. Next, we've got a custom for you, and it's part of the Alien set, and it also comes in a glow and a non-glow version. So we can go ahead and kill the lights and show you. It has a cool little light up with these little arrows and the gauge on the side, and then the front of it with the red. And then when you aim down the sights, you've got your little alien guy and some red on the side, which is quite cool. Next, we've got some Thompsons. The first one here has a very kind of military look to it. This is the Elite Soldier Thompson. Aiming down the sights here, you've got some kind of gray mesh kind of thing going on, but pretty much just gray on green for the sights. Then we've got another Tommy for you. It should look pretty familiar as it's part of the Dragon Rage set. Definitely a beautiful look to the Thompson, like the kind of just dragon on the top of it there. Aiming down the sights, of course, you've got a red tip with some dragon gold there. And let's pop that reload. Next, we've got an MP5 for you, and this one right here is the Ruby Crystal MP5. As you can see, it has a nice shiny ruby, like, layers to it, basically. Aiming down the sights, you've got that ruby red versus the black. Then we've got another MP5 for you, and this one has more of a stitched look to it. It is the Sneakers MP5, and yeah, they definitely nailed that kind of leathery look to it. Very different design, and it somehow fits the MP5 really well. So there it is. You've got a green and orange tip there to the sight as well. Next, we've got one more MP5 for you, and this one is the handcrafted MP5, and the whole thing looks beat up and much more handcrafted. Makes me really think that's what the MP5 should really look like, because, well, it's not a machined gun like the other ones that are uncraftable anymore. It was once upon a time, a very long time ago, and then you gotta love the little high right there. Next, we have some SARs for you. First one is part of the Lunar set, as it should be familiar to you. As you can see, it's also a stockless SAR. Aiming down the sights here, same as usual, just kind of gray lunar continuation. Next, we've got another SAR for you, and this one has a very kind of military look to it. It is the Assault SAR by Rise. Aiming down the sights, you can see it's very clear red sights against the iron there for you. Next, we've got a very different looking SAR from the last two, and it is the Notebook SAR version 2. So it's good to see another throwback to this one. Definitely a fun little design with all the little doodles and so forth. Aiming down the sights here. And there's that reload. Next, we've got some AKs for you, and this one right here is all flowery and everything, but then it tells you to run. So this is the Spring Run AK-47. Definitely love the joke in there, and I think a lot of people would too. Aiming down the sights here, there's a simple little rose and kind of that faded gray to the sights with a darker kind of gray to the tip. Next, we've got another AR, and this one has very nice kind of faded shiny green. It's the Viper AK-47. And yeah, I can see a lot of people liking this one just for its look. It really fits into Rust. It has that kind of PvP style, but it's very faded and used. Aiming down the sights, you've got a red sight. It just kind of fits nicely. Next, we've got another one for you, and this one's all molten as well. It's the Melted AK. It comes with a stockless and a stocked version. This is, of course, the stockless. And believe it or not, it does not glow. So you don't have to worry about this giving you away at night if it pops in the shop. Next, we've got another AK, and this one is meant to look like it's literally made out of the hazmat materials, or someone has at least stretched it over it. And yeah, it just gives a very unique look. And it's almost too sleek and unreal, but you know it is made out of, like, you know, the Hazzy, so it's funny. Definitely something that fits Rust with its uniqueness. Then we've got some LRs for you, and this first one is part of an older set, the Hunting set. And yeah, it just has this beautiful wood carving on it with animals, usually deer and elk, as you can see there on the side. Aiming down the sights, you've got a little bit of a nice trim there on the bottom and some shiny metal with a bright red ring and tip. Next, we've got another LR for you, and this one here is the Double Agent LR. And yeah, it just kind of has a little polka dotty design and kind of a little e-sporty look to it, I guess. Aiming down the sights again, you've got a bright red ring and tip. And there's that reload. Next, we've got quite the artsy looking LR for you. It's got all these skulls. This is the Brain Washer by Kiva Who. And yeah, it's got all this really cool art on the side. Aiming down the sights, there's kind of like a hypnotizing swirl. And very old beat up sights for sure. And hi Chinook, guess you're coming on through. Next we've got another LR, and it's got a samurai on the side of it. This is the weight of the samurai LR. It has some nice gold details to it with some very cool art on the side. Aiming down the sights, you've got gold on lighter gold for the sights. Next, we've got one more LR for you, and this one is got this nice white wash to it with this skull, almost as if like a blizzard has come by and blown his skin off. And, well, it's called the Arctic skull. So, there you go. I mean, it fits. And with the name down the sides, you'll see, once again, we have some red on red for the tip and ring there. Next, we've got a big boy for you. It's a M249, and it's stockless. This is the lightweight version 2 M249. There you go. This has been a pretty popular set, so I could see a lot of people wanting this. And stockless M249, I mean, hey, there you go. Definitely on the unique side. And there's that reload. Next, we've got an F1 for you, and as you'll see, it looks like it is a keyboard. This is the Pro Gamer F1 grenade. It also has a glow version with RGB, so yeah, you gotta love that. Of course, there is a non-glowing version too, just in case. Last but not least, we have a satchel charge for you, and it is a nuclear bomb prototype, apparently. Might want to watch out with this one. Well, satchels are pretty unstable, so I guess it fits. But, of course, it does have a glow to it, as you'll see here. And that does it, everyone. So sound off down in the comment section below which ones you're hoping for the most and why. I always love hearing that. And if you have any kind of other feedback, I'll try to get to the right people, skin artists, devs, whoever it may be. Thanks for watching, stay rusty, and I hope you're all having a great wipe.